Tonight is all about fried fish. And if you love fried fish the way I do, stay tuned. I'm Leona Dooley, and this is Ebony, Ivy, and Thyme in the kitchen. And this is where we work hard, we love God and family, and we know without a doubt that everything else is just gravy. I am going to prepare tonight some fried fish along with some side dishes, and we're just going to have a fish fry. So if you're interested in how we're going to do that, just stay tuned. Fried fish is absolutely delicious, and if you are a southerner, then you know it's got to be fried. Definitely fried, and fried crispy, and fried beautiful. And so that's what we're going to be doing. And so it's going to be quick because fish doesn't take long to cook. We're going to put the batter together that we're going to be using. Actually, it's going to be kind of a dry rub that's going to go on it, and we're going to have that fish ready. And you know, when you're getting things ready, we're going to be doing all kinds of things. We're going to be moving around this kitchen and taking care of a few things, putting some things away. So I'm going to treat you like family because that's exactly what you are. So let me start to get all of this cleared off. Now, I've been thinking about what we were going to have for dinner, and I knew it was going to be fried fish, but I couldn't decide whether or not what the sides were going to be. And since it's pretty warm, it's like 90 degrees outside, what I don't want to do, since I'm frying, I don't want anything else that's going to be hot. So I am going to put together a salad, and so I'm just going to treat you like family, and we're going to go along on the tour together. All right, as always, you know, the first thing I like to do is to put together a sink of hot water. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to get some nice, hot, soapy water in the sink. And in fact, I'm going to add just a touch of bleach because anytime you're working with fish, or any kind of meat for that matter, you want to make sure that you're taking care of any bacteria, any of that kind of thing that may be a problem. So we've done that, and so I'm just running the water. I've decided we're going to have some potato salad, and hubby went to Publix. Before we can fry that fish, we need to buy it. And we want to get it at the freshest place that we can, and that is Publix. So let's go to Publix. Let's get in there. I'm sending the big guy. Publix potato salad. Publix does have delicious potato salad, and so we're going to be serving that with our tossed salad. Now today in the kitchen, I cleaned my oven. And because it was long overdue. I don't know about you, but sometimes those ovens, you know, we put it off and we put it off and we put it off. So I decided that we couldn't put it off any longer. So the oven got cleaned. So I'm going to put some, get a clean dish rag. I've got my dishwasher here, so I can put in the dishes as we use them. I've got a cup of drink for me. I've got a couple of things I need to put up. I think I'll throw some bread into the air fryer so that we can toast that up to have alongside of the fish. So the first thing I'm going to do, we are going to bread the fish. So what I like to use, and this is my sneak mix, is that I like to, I've got cornmeal that I'm going to use, of course, but I also like to use a breader mix. And the mix that I use, hold on, is a Louisiana fish fry. That's what it's called, Louisiana seasoned fish fry. Louisiana seasoned fish fry. I'll take a picture of it and I'll show you. It's Louisiana seasoned fish fry. Now what I'm going to do with that is that I'm going to put it in this Ziploc bag, because I'm going to try to keep things clean if I can. Now I'm going to put in, this is my 1 cup measure. I'm going to put in 1 cup of the Louisiana fish fry, and it's seasoned. Now really, I could do it by itself, but sometimes it has a tendency to come off a little salty. So that's the reason why I usually mix it with a mixture of cornmeal. Now there's not but a little bit of this left. So I'm going to go ahead, and rather than have the bag sitting around with just less than a teaspoon in it, I'm going to go ahead and put that off to the side. But like I said, I will take a picture of it so you'll know exactly what what I'm using. And so I have that off to the side. I have my cornmeal, and basically I'm trying to, what I didn't do is to tell you, it has cornmeal, it has, of course, salt, it has red pepper, it doesn't, has a lemon juice concentrate, it has garlic and onions, and actually that's it. So that's pretty simple. So I may add a little something into it, we'll see, but I'm going to put an equal part of just regular cornmeal in this. There we go, there's a cup. I'm looking at this, and I'm going to put 1 more cup of cornmeal. Now, I like to add a little bit of paprika, and paprika adds a nice color, and it also gives it a little extra flavor. Now, of course, oh, there it is. You know, when you want it, you can never find it. But anyway, I'm going to put in, I'm going to say about a tablespoon of paprika. See, it's my smaller spoon. Of course, it's not going to go in there. So, that means, you know what I'm going to have to do? I'm going to have to pour it. So there we go, about a tablespoon of paprika. There we go, got it. That did much better than most of the time. All right, I'm going to add a little extra black pepper. I'll put the tops on everything so I won't turn anything over. And actually, I think I'm going to pull you in a little closer. Okay, now we're going to get the black pepper. And I'm going to put in about I'm going to put in almost a teaspoon or a tablespoon of black pepper. Now that did pretty well. And this is a coarse grind, so it's not real fine. So I want to make sure I have everything out of there. Okay, that's good to go. Now, I don't want to be too heavy on the garlic. The mix already has garlic in it, so I'm going to leave that exactly where it is. So here's our cornmeal, our paprika, and our pepper, and that's where we're going to stop. Now, that's just another packet of that. Now, my reasoning for putting it in this plastic bag is because of the fact if we don't, then we're going to have a mess, and I don't want a mess. So this is set up and ready for us to do our frying. So I'm going to sit that off to the side, and I'm going to focus at this point on my next part. All right, I pulled a dish, and I'm going to start cutting the vegetables that need to go in the salad. Let's get the salad ready so that that will be a quick transition. I'm taking out a cucumber, some lettuce, I've got tomatoes, and I might have a carrot. So let's see. Yep, I have some carrots. I even have a little broccoli. So let's get our carrot, our lettuce, our cucumber, and we're ready to go. Okay, fish mix ready. I'm going to move these and put the seasonings up. I had to bring my little stool over because I have to stand on it occasionally. All right, we're going to clean up the carrot and the cucumber. I use a scraper, and we're going to clean this cucumber off. I have a paper towel down underneath so that I can catch all the goodies, because what I do is to put them into my compost. So all of that's ready to go. There's the cucumber. Let's take care of cleaning up the carrot. Okay, one more. That's done. Okay. Okay, carrot done. And all the little pieces of carrot. Now, we need to clean up. This is a regular onion. Let me go get a Vidalia. Well, as you can see, this Vidalia is huge. So we're not going to need all of this. So I'm going to cut it in half. And get all the yucky stuff off of it. And just bring over what we need. I'm going to peel all the goodies off of that too. I usually take the top layer off. And that pretty much takes care of everything. So there we go. We got a Vidalia onion. And I'm using Roma tomatoes, so we'll pretty much use all of that. So this is going to be going in compost. All right, and the rest of our Vidalia is good to go. All right, let me get my little cutting board. All right, so we're going to... I'm just going to cut these into like little half moons. A little piece of skin. Oh, and he doesn't want to leave. Okay, didn't get that part off. Okay. And when you get close, then just flip it and continue. All right, so onions done, check. All right, so I'm going to put the onions in a corner. Okay, next will be, I think I'm going to cut the carrot in half. And I don't know that this knife is going to be the right one, but we're going to use it today. I am not a knife cutting specialist, but I get the job done, okay? Let's put the carrots over there. I think I'm going to cut the whole thing, because we may eat all of them, or the big guy may opt to have some as he snacks. This is a better snack than chips. Just nice little chunks. But you know, when it's summertime, we have salad probably 85%, if not higher, closer to 90% of the time, every night, with whatever it is that we're serving. There's going to be a salad. Now, I cut mine into my cucumber into fourths. Then I take each piece, cut it in half, and cut it down in fourths. See how that is? Okay, now I'm going to hold that together. And end up with nice little pieces. Put that on the plate. Watch, we're going to cut in half. Cut those halves in half so you end up with fourths. Flip and slice. Take your time on the slicing. We're not in a hurry. Anybody in a hurry can do the cutting for you. There we go. All right. Now, we may not use all of these vegetables, but you know what? Tomorrow is another day. So if we don't use them today, we'll probably use them tomorrow. And if it slides like it just did, then let's take it apart and give it some chops. There we go. And one more, since we had 4. And you know what you could do is just do 2 at a time. Do a half and a half. Okay. All right. Done. Cucumber done. Carrots done. Onions done. All righty. Now, what we haven't finished, are the tomatoes, and they need washing. So let's get those washed. Alrighty. Now the tomatoes, because we're not interested in trying to have the perfect cut, I pretty much do them the same way I do the cucumbers. I cut them into fourths. These little Romas, I love to do them that way. It works out just great. Put them on their sides. Slice. Nice little pieces. Perfect for a salad. No knife required. Okay, half. Half and half. One half. The other half. And slice. Okay. Now, tomatoes done. Okay, so our salad fixings, with the exception of the lettuce, is all done. Now, actually, I think I'm going to clean this up. I'm going to rinse it off, bring it back. Tomato juice was about to make a mess. That's the last thing we want, is a tomato juice all over the place. Okay, so this piece of lettuce I actually used last night. And when we're doing lettuce, I have a formula for us that everybody gets for between the two of us, because it's very important that we have it. I try to give us a fourth of the head. So I'm going to cut the core out. So I just did cut the core out. Throw all of this away, because those are the top leaves. I always throw those away. Now I'm going to take this over, give it a good rinse. Okay, so let's start. I start with slices. And then I turn it. It's the same little piece of onion. He will not leave. Jeez. Okay, and then cut this way. And that way you come out with really nice small pieces of lettuce. And if you have a couple little bad spots, you know what to do. Toss them. Okay, there we go. So our lettuce is done. Lettuce done. All the vegetables are done. So the setup for the salad is perfect. Ready to go. So I'm going to grab the container. Here's my container. I always put the lettuce in the bottom. And I don't always, but that's normally for dinner I do. Sometimes, you know, like those 7-layer salads, they have a certain order that everything has to go. And so then I can look at what I'm doing. So I'm going to start to scatter the vegetables. There's tomatoes. Here's some carrots. And some of those onions jumped in there. That's okay. Gonna break those up. And I'm gonna use all of that onion. The good thing is whatever's left, as far as the salad's concerned, if the big guy wants a snack later on tonight, he can have some salad. I know. Cookies are better. Taste better anyway. Okay. Now, time for cucumbers. And you know, put those on top. All right, so this is our salad for tonight, ready for dinner. That part is ready. We're going to serve this with potato salad. The potato salad he got from Publix. So let me turn around and get this cleaned off, because there's lots of juices everywhere and I need to get things wiped down. I'm going to cook our fish in some vegetable oil. So I am going to pour about half of this bottle into the skillet, and that's going to give us about a 1/2 inch of oil, just a half a bottle. And that's from Wegmans, just so you know. That's just Wegmans regular vegetable oil. And I'm going to set my stove on between a 6 and a 7, because I have an electric stove. Now I'm in the process of bringing the fish over, and in the bowl over that you can see at the top of the screen, you're going to see some milk and egg. That's what I did. I put together one whole egg and a little touch of milk, whipped it up, and so that's waiting, because we're going to be dipping our fish. So there's our fish, and you know, fish doesn't come seasoned, so we need to season that. So I'm just adding a little bit of salt and pepper to it, just to give it some flavor before we start to put it into the other mixtures. Now I'm going to do a double dip batter, and so you'll see what that means. So we're going to start by placing there's our mix that we made and that we put together with the cornmeal and the breading mix. So I'm going to make sure all of that is nice and all mixed together. You see, I'm taking a fork and just kind of zhuzhing it around. So I'm going to take this fish, I'm going to dip it into that mix, get it well coated. I'm going to lift you up so you make sure you can see. Okay, so I'm covering that fish well. Then I'm going to dip it into the milk and egg mixture and get it covered as well. Get it nice and wet. And then I'm going to put it back into our breading mix. Now this breading mix at the end is going to be thrown away, and just so you know, so don't think I'm going to save this and try to use it again, because I can't because of the eggs. So we're getting the fish well covered, and I'm going to take that fish and sit it right there on the side and allow everything to cling to the fish. And that's what it's going to do. You need to give it time to rest before you add it to your oil. So I'm going to continue to do that with the rest of the fish. There are only 4 pieces, and we're taking it, we're putting it in the batter, in the dry batter first, put it into the wet mixture, and back into the dry mixture. Now you notice that I'm keeping it clean because I don't have cornmeal flying all over the place. Everything is in the bag. It's either in the bag or it's on that paper. So we're going to lay that one down and go on to the next piece. I'm going to show you another technique that I use, and that is when I put the fish into the batter for the second time after it's been in the wet batter, is that I take it and I shake and shake and shake and shake. And because it's in that plastic bag, we're able to get a really good coverage, and it just goes very quickly. So there we go. There's our second one. I can make sure that it's in good shape. I'm shaking off the excess, and this is our last piece that needs to go in. So I'm giving it a little shake as well, making sure I've got a good cover. I'm taking a little bit of the batter and putting it into the oil just to see if it's hot enough, and it's not quite hot enough yet. So I may have to adjust the stove a bit to get it to the temperature that I want. So I've got that last piece in the milk mixture, and I'm putting it back into the bag, and let's give it a good shake. Shake and shake and shake. There we go. Now, fish is ready, and I'm testing to see if it's ready, and I'm going to get it cleaned up a bit. So I'm going to move you back, and let's get ready to go. I have placed the first two pieces of fish into the skillet, into the hot oil, and you can see they are sizzling right along. I'm using a fork to kind of move them around the pan because different parts of the pan, for some reason or other, just seem to have different temperatures. And so I'm letting the first side get nice and crispy, and then we're going to flip the chicken so that it can brown on the opposite side. So I'm just trying to give it time to get settled. But while it's doing that, I want you to look right behind it where you see the rack over the green plate. What we're going to do with that is that we're going to take the finished pieces of chicken and lay them on the rack. that will allow them not to get mushy or steamy while they're laying on paper towel. And they'll be able to drip off any excess oils and still stay nice and hot and nice and crispy. So I'm using a spatula and a fork. And the reason for that is to keep from flipping any oil out of the pan. It works. You just kind of flip it over onto that spatula, or use the spatula to move it where you want it to go. So I'm just going to sit that off to the side, and now we're working on the second side. And just smell that fish. All right, here we are with that second batch. It's been going, and we are ready to flip it again. This time I'm going to flip it over toward the fork, but watch, it stabilizes that fish while it moves so it doesn't slosh around. And there we go. So there's no oil all over me, no oil all over the stove. I love doing this. It just keeps your stove top nice and clean and keeps you pretty clean as well. So this works out perfect. It's about time to fix those plates, and you can see I've put salad and macaroni salad that we made, and Publix potato salad. And there it is. That's Amish potato salad that we are adding to our salad plates tonight. And you can see that we used up about half of the salad that we made earlier in the day today. So everything is just moving right along. And now it's time to get the fish on the plate. Let's do that. I'm putting the fish on the plate, and oh, are they not beautiful? So we're going to set the salads on the plate, and dinner is ready. I love it. I love it. Dinner's ready, guys. We are ready to eat. Have a wonderful fish fry, because I am going to have dinner. I hope that you will subscribe if you're not already a member of the family. Because guys, we do all kinds of things in the kitchen. We cook, we decorate, we love on each other, and most of all, we get to chit chat back and forth. So stay safe.